Now, are you sitting comfortably? Then we will begin.
Uh-oh, a river, a deep, cold river. We can't go over it, we can't go under it. Oh no, we got to go through it.
We appear to have reached a grave tipping point. For the first time, more children and young people, 8 to 18-year-olds, said they enjoyed listening to an audiobook or podcast than actually opening a book and reading it. The figures come from a survey by the Literary Trust, which also speaks of a reading for pleasure crisis. Nadia Shireen is an author and illustrator, best known for picture books and the Grimwood series, and Michael Rosen is an author who also reads his books. I think we just heard him there. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Can I start with you, Nadia? I mean, your thoughts. Are you at all concerned by the disappearance of the physical book from children's sticky little hands?
Obviously, that is a huge concern, but the kind of this crisis in reading isn't new. It's getting worse, maybe, but it's not kind of a new problem. This kind of reading for pleasure issue, and I think it's caused by kind of a number of things. I don't necessarily think kids enjoying audiobooks is a grave danger to them opening books. I think the problem maybe lies more with the decline in public libraries, maybe kids not seeing adults read as much, primary schools don't have to have not every primary school has a library. I think these are bigger issues. I actually think the audiobook news is quite positive in a way, because it's maybe some kids who maybe would feel intimidated or for whatever reason are not engaged in stories or think books are not for them. This could be a gateway for them to then take that leap sideways at some point.
Michael, do you mourn the slow decline of physical books? Oh, well, we heard from him earlier. We don't have him anymore. Nadia, I'll ask you, because you're an illustrator as well.
Yes.
The audiobook may pose something of a threat to your trade.
Well, of course, I suppose it depends what age group we're looking at. I mean, yes, picture book. I work in picture books, so obviously that's a whole different kind of art form and format. The middle grade books I do, which are slightly older, I've heard anecdotally from parents of reluctant readers who have listened to those audiobooks. They're read by the fantastic comedian and actor Adam Buxton. And kids have then gone, I want to see the actual book and I want to read along with it and look at the illustrations.
Michael, we think we have you back now. Michael?
Hello there.
We have you.
I'm sorry I didn't.
No, don't worry at all. I just wanted to get your opinion on whether you thought there was any real difference for children between listening to a book and reading it.
Yes, there is a difference. I wouldn't make it into a league table and say one is better than the other.
Go on.
Hugely in favour of oral storytelling.
Yeah.
So, yes, I mean, reading actually face-to-face with print, you have to pull the print off the page. It's a very slow process, particularly at the beginning for initial readers. So it is a very different process from eyes and ears and just that when you're hearing a story, when you're seeing a storyteller, or alternatively just audio. Yes, it is a different experience.
Would it be your hope that people might start with audiobooks and then either go on to printed matter, or at least sort of mix and match between the two, rather than leaving the physical book entirely?
My experience with my own children is they mix and match. We live in an intermediate world, as it's put. So we live between speaking, listening, reading and writing, and we do that. I just think it isn't the job of writers to be teaching literacy. That's the job of teachers now. So I'm very much in favour of books. I love books. I've lived with them. But, we are living in a new kind of world. And I think writers and storytellers have to be very, very adaptive.
And Nadia, you're not at all concerned that, sorry, I don't know if I blasted your ears there. You're not at all concerned that audiobooks steer people towards screens, and then screens, of course, lead them to the dark side?
Not at all. Sorry, I'm really not. I'm not at all. I'm not at all, because also I think as a grown-up, I flip between audiobooks and I watch telly and I read books, and I don't know why we expect our children to not do what we're doing. It's absolutely fine. These are just stories being consumed in different ways. So I really don't have a problem with it. If anything, I mean, I know boys, for example, who have really enjoyed listening to a series of books. And if you look at the covers, they're kind of marketed at girls.
Right.
But the audiobook opens this up and kids can listen to whatever they want without that kind of stigma, maybe.
We'll have to leave it there. Thank you, Nadia Shireen, Michael Rosen. Thank you.
And that's all from us. Have a lovely day.